Why do you let me die? Hello everyone, welcome back to Vampiric, courtesy of New York. Yeah, courtesy of New York. Anyway, well, we are on midnight, I guess. Anyway, we have a different option, and I choose to check out with our personal stalker. Who the heck is stalking me? Someone's following you around. Has been for a few nights, maybe longer. Cannot be a good thing. The only question is what to do about it. Kill it. Bro, the stalker to appear. Tell Sophie you have a problem. Mama. Tell Sophie you have a problem. It is clearly something more serious than what you can figure out on my own. You have to ask Sophie for help. She must have experience with all kind of stalker, invisible or not. You make your way to Sophia's apartment, feeling watched the whole day. It would be better if you could shake the tail, but something tells you that it's impossible? Okay, worrisome. A girl lets you into Sophia's apartment. You're not sure how many servants she has, but their civility creeps you out. Does vampire blood do that to people? Or just Sophie's personality? A ghoul? A ghoul? Okay. The ghouls tell you that Sophie is not in and beats you to wait in the living room. You do as directed, settling down on a sofa. As you see contemplating Sophie decor, you feel strange as if your feeling of being followed on the street never really left you. You don't have time to think more of these because Sophie strides in, clearly in a good mood. If it's my favorite stray, am I imagining to have started to dress a little better? I thought you were busy, we couldn't meet you. You stand up too worried to waste time to small talk. I'm being followed. I have a weird feeling when I go out. Some kindred turning invisible. Some kindred turning invisible, right? I have a weird feeling when I go out. As if some invisible creep is tailing me. Sometimes when you are a vampire, you really do have an invisible creep tailing you. Okay, thank you. This is a cause a concern, to be sure, in fact. Sophie looks around the room, suddenly startled. I cannot believe it. And Sophie stands up, ready to face whatever danger she senses. An invisible force pushes aside her servant standing in the doorway. You hear the door of Sophia's apartment open and close. Sophie sighs and settles back down as the ghoul disappears, with the hallway in the vain effort to catch the stalker. I suppose I should scold you, but in a town full of Malkavians and Nosferatu, that's probably useless. Sometimes this happens. This is embarrassing. You should be careful. I'll assign you one of my servants to watch your heaven. What? What? Yeah, am I actually being followed? What? I thought it was my imagination. I'm worried. If Sophie is worried, why the heck I should not be worried? You leave what? You leave Sophie's apartment chestnut and confused. If invisible Orlux and Jester can follow you anywhere, how are you supposed to stop them? What? Perhaps it's all part of the game and the kindred seems to play with each other. Hard to say if that makes it better or worse. What? What was that for? What the heck was that? You're gonna just leave like that? Ah, god damn it. You are actually being followed. Ah, well, it happens. It was like... It's funny you're not mad about it. It was like, what? Who is following me? Kadir Al-Samid, the sheriff of New York City, is knocking at the door to your heaven. Open the door immediately. Hey, bud! Gonna have a beer together, eh? This is kind of more a little shocking. If I had business with you, you'd expect to see me already inside, or never see him coming alone. Oh, yeah, creeping you from behind. Yet there he is, on the other side of your peephole, patiently politely waiting for you to let him in. You carefully unlock the door and face him in silence. Evening, may I come in? You simply stare at him. Your lack of an answer doesn't faze him, and your lack of resistance as he starts walking inside has obviously been interpreted as a permission. Once inside, he starts looking around as you cautiously stay by the door. Haven't really had time to make this place your own yet, have you? Feels like Langley apartment 2 and 2, a secluded study where nobody studies anything. Looks at the books on the shelf, obviously meant to impress guests, not to be read. They reveal nothing about their owner aside from the aching desire to be taken seriously as an intellectual. Observant avocado. He picks one of them in his mix before putting it away. The phenomenal spirit? What the heck? Next of all this garbage poetry. We can make a bet if she read more than 20 pages, I'll owe you $50 and a gallon of water. Okay, I take that bet! The kind of place that self-professed hermits entomb themselves into suffer. Consider how much you have to run around these nights, you probably only use it to shelter from the sun and rest, right? Yes. Even though he's obviously making an effort to come off as non-threatening, it's impossible to forget the first impression he made. You still see him as a fierce predator, try hard to not expose his true colors. He sends a familiar fight or flight response as you struggle to find a diplomatic answer to his last question. If Kadir is bothered by your silence, he doesn't let it show. He keeps walking around, toying with whatever catches his eye. Eventually, he speaks up again. Watch any baseball lately? If I had to guess, you strike me as a Red Sox fan? What? 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 Do you even... what? If you have to guess, I am not fond of anything. Now he's inviting you to talk in a more direct manner. You tend to overcome your physical reaction to him and reply as casual as you can. Wow! So the option! They're so hard to choose! One is better than the other! Strangely enough! I like the third one. It seems to confess my feelings towards what the heck is going on more directly. Jesus! Your mind is going back to the night when everything has changed forever. Wow, Jesus, Kadir, what's up with Kadir? I'm more upset with my my sire, my Latin sexy girlfriend that she totally got my blood. Waking up in hell with a body next to you, spending a night at underground sweatbox, unsure what will happen next, an endless car ride, 3 strikes, a bloodthirsty crowd that played 1 strike and a half. I didn't got 3 strikes. Shut up. You're misremembering things. A rebirth, a baptism by fire, a frightening executor who makes sure the flames scarred your spirit. As you're looking at his face, you realize he's read the emotion from yours. Not in the mood to exchange pleasantry. I'm actually very moody. I'm actually in the very mood to change pleasantry. I don't know why my character decided to be I don't know, pussy. There's no animosity in his voice. He just stating a fact. Let me get straight to the point then. He momentarily stopped caring about his surroundings, turning all of his attention to you, and demanding the entirety of your attention in return. You see, there's something I've realized over the years. In large part, I may have been hired just to look menacing with a sword, but my job is all about seeing through bonds and relationships. I mean, not too shabby as a job. Look mean so with a sword. The Camarilla will be safe as long as its members adhered to certain social contracts. Making their dealings and affinities plain for everyone to see, but that obviously remains a pipe dream. Of course. This is a community of born conspirators, overly ambitious gangsters and politicians, master in denial, all sorts of tragical broken individuals. Fair enough. They are driven by desire to make them incompatible with the Masquerade, incompatible with the prolonged survival of the Camarilla, incompatible with the methods I used to operate. Well, you have to assume that with that long life, you would probably take care of like a big chunk of all of it. I mean, you have an eternity, right? And so I am doomed to be like a cop, constantly insulted behind my back, maybe for good reason, but immediately call for help whenever someone loses their tableware. Well, yeah. Or like an Agatha Christie protagonist. What is an Agatha Christie protagonist? Outwardly assisted in everyone, but constantly lying to about everyone's past and motivation. Even for my failure to solve the mystery might be the end of us all. He tries to sound like he's peacefully resigned to his fate, but it's easy to detect a tingy bit of regret in his voice, a voice belonging to someone who once had bigger ambitions than this. Baseball. So, you see, for this detective, the why done it is far more important than the who done it, or how done it. And when you understand all the players and their mutual obligation, you easily understand every crime. The kindred know it, so they devise ways to make my job much harder, just like conspiracies between unrelated actors that depend on scratching each other's backs for mutual security. Or they enforce a blood bond to make someone expected they trial while serving their employees, a rebel serving a tyrant, just because one is regularly being forced to drink another's blood. What has Sophie seen in you? Why does the prince keep asking me about your actions? Why am that as sexy? Actually, yeah, why am I so much under scrutiny in this world? I mean, how come you're being pushed to build your own coterie so fast? Why I'm being kept what? Why prince wants to know about me? You're surrounded by unclear motivation, which you yourself don't understand. That unnerves me, and it should unnerve you as well. Should I be worried? Why are you here, and what are your motivation? You're nervy. And what are your motivation to stalk me? Finally, you managed to raise your voice. Kadir noticed the effort and smiled softly. So you haven't gone mute since the last time I saw you. Good. Good. I'm here for selfish reason. I need to develop a rapport with you to better fulfill my obligations. The last time we met, I couldn't see you as my equal. Now that you're being accepted into a Camarilla, what choice do I have? I understand if you didn't want to see my face again, but I am one of the faces of the New York City community, and as long as you're part of it, it's going to be impossible to avoid me. I knew that I knew that from the beginning, especially when I have business with you, and I do. As you might have guessed by now, one of my tasks is uncovering and understanding your bonds, and one of them might be endanger our community? What? I'm not even in the rebel state, am I? Well, that's not menacing at all. What's he talking about? Well, that's not who is talking about? Someone from the Coterie? I mean, someone is trying to recruit into my Coterie? You mean someone I'm trying to recruit into my Coterie? Kadir shakes his head. I'm monitoring them and they know it. If they're breaking the rules, they're doing it the right way, meaning I haven't learned about it yet. Yeah, I guess. Unless you might want to share something. A moment of awkward silence. Joking, mostly. He produces a file from underneath his coat and passes it to you. He's our troublemaker. You open a file, see some printed photos. You freeze up as you recognize the face and are overwhelmed by a flood of repressed memories. What? What's up with my ex? Jessica Lowell? The one who made the last few years of your life heaven? And the last few weeks living hell? Since she took pretty much everyone you knew with her after the split, you thought the transition of this life would be painless. No baggage at all. You thought wrong? You look up at Kadir expecting an answer. There are some unfortunate rumors that you committed suicide after a messy breakup, so apparently Miss Jessica here is desperate at mobilizing everyone she knows to look for you. What? Jesus. Turns out she's contacted a lot of people who might recognize you, including some law enforcement agency. Okay, that's troublesome. And the risk of endangering us is relatively low, but far from non-existent. Which means she must be stopped. Must be stopped sounds threatening, you dread thinking what he's planning. I arrange for you two to meet tomorrow so that you can straighten the situation out and say goodbye to the life you've forsaken. Arrange? What? You guys must look like a sorceress right now. Usually these matters are left to my discretion, and I can't think of an easier solution. The lost sheep reappears, takes care of unfinished business, and disappears, never to be seen again. Nobody cares. It's simple, it's clean, non-contrived schemes, no unnecessary victims, and it gives me an opportunity to learn more about, as you observe, when neonates? What is a neonate? Is that a child? A young kinder is an embrace but more than a fledgling. Okay, neonate it is. Interact with kind they used to hold dear, their true nature are laid bare for everyone to see. Of course, he's invested in being kind to you, or he's making clear his self-serving intention so that you don't start figuring them out yourself. Okay, that's right. Any objection? Any alternatives are probably worse. You shake your head. Yes. Very well. Arrange a meeting and drive you there tomorrow. Better come up with a load of bull. That's easy to swallow. A load of bull. Okay. I'm gay! And then leave. I don't know what the heck I have to supposed to tell her. I was like, I'm going far away to I don't know, Maryland. I was like, oh, I'm leaving New York. Will I make it worse? I don't know. I don't know, he disappeared from the apartment, leaving you as confused the last time he closed the door on you. God damn it, you need to think it through. For a long time you just sit in heaven, lost your thoughts, remembering how you once thought your world has ended with her leaving. Whining, sure, but seems like it was prescient whining. Okay, that's rough. Oh, it's still midnight? Okay, that's no, actually, oh no, it is, oh, okay. Okay, last time you failed to resolve the situation with your stalker, you have to get handled the one way or another. Is an actual stalker? Walking down the street near your heaven, you suddenly spot a young, this hell of a woman leaning against the wall. She looks you straight in the eye and disappears smiling. And then run. She's your stalker! You're certain of it? Okay, you take a few running steps to catch up with her. Tell me to find out what it is all about. Duck into the alley, you come up. A grisly scene? A grisly scene? An old man, a pensioner really, lies broken onto the ground. Telltale puncture marks on his neck. 3 vampires stand above the corpse, licking their lips. All were embraced young, 2 men and a woman, black hoodies, bicycle chain, and a facial tattoo. You've never seen them before and you assume you know why. They're Anarchs. Hey, it's the Camarilla fucker, just as promised. Okay. Elevating up these privileged little shits. You walk into the simplest ambush. You walk into the simplest ambush in the world. The woman you saw briefly at the mouth of the alley is nowhere in sight. Okay, that's worrisome. Perhaps that shouldn't be surprising given her obvious power of invisibility. Did she actually can go invisible? Say run away and say bye. I'll beat you up. Let's call the celebrity run away and say bye. You know what? Let's do this another night. Bye. Goodbye. There's a chain link fence at the end of the alley. You engage the powers of your blood and run right back to the Anarchs vaulting over the fence. You run in pursuit and one has supernatural speed too. However, she struggled to keep up as you slip from alley to alley, take a shortcut through a small park and vanishing to the subway station. It's difficult to keep up with vampiric speed even if you have similar powers. Once you emerge back above ground, you wonder what this means. Your mystery stalker was clearly willing to endanger the Masquerade to get you beaten up. Yet it didn't feel like they were going to kill you, whatever it was. Your reflex saved you from a face full of hurt. Come on guys, it's 3 against 1! I just become a vampire like a week ago or something. I'm not gonna risk my beautiful face for this. Knock knock, you ask who's there, but you don't know if the sheriff of New York City will play along. When you open the door, you see him toying with the car key he's holding in his hand. Hey Kadir, ready to go, fledgling? I don't really feel like it, but I guess don't really have another option. Did I prepare my lies? But you give him a nod nevertheless. Excellent, stay close. He leads you down to a vehicle he's parked nearby. Once again, he talks the wheel. He talks to the wheel, yeah? He's a Tesla, okay? Literally and figuratively. Yep. Everything inside is just the way you remember it, down to the rear view mirror, reflected intense stare of your guide. However, the trip itself feels notably different. The last time Kadir drove you around, he was forcibly dragging you away from your own life. This time he's pulling you back into it, which I wanted to avoid. All things you wanted to say to Jessica keep running through your head. Let me tell you how it's going to go. As I said, I've arranged a meeting between you and your kid. It's going to take place somewhere you should know very well. My home. I watch over you two from a safe distance to make sure you adhere to the rules. You should know those very well. But I reiterate just so you can ever say I didn't warn you. Don't do anything that will violate the Masquerade, don't establish some secret routes of contact, I will know. Do treat it as the last time you two will meet, take this chance to wrap everything up. Here's your story, you are fine, found yourself at a crossroad, decide to radically change your life and move out to the city. See? The subways are unbearable, the rent is too high, they heard they don't, you know, the usual stuff. You were ready to leave New York for good when you heard those absurd rumors about taking your own life, so you decided to set the record straight. He gives you an unknowing look. Okay, great. Enclose the curtains of your relationship once for all on your terms. The car makes a sudden turn. I'll leave the finer details to you. Just be so kind and don't make me regret it. I'll try my best, Kadir. You can sense he's going out of his way for you, but doesn't try to force you into gratitude by stating this plainly. If you know, you know. He'll see you if you're worth of his aid. We're here. You take a look around and recognize your destination. He was right, it's a familiar place, it's a club. Is that club the one who met your future side in while trying to forget about jazz? Really? What a... okay. It's where the last... this is where they last saw poor Andorea. Who knows whatever might have happened to him when Jessica Lowell's trying to find out. She got a tip from an anonymous soul saying that you might appear here tonight. Wouldn't want to disappoint the lady, would you? She apparently quite distraught. Distraught? He turns off the engine and relaxes comfortably in his seat. You silently leave the car and head straight for the club. The last time you were heading this way, you still had a pulse. Feels almost nostalgic. We had a warm body. To the party getting started, some rookie DJ is trying to read the crowd and begin to look for jazz. You begin to look for jazz. You wonder what the first thing you say for her should be. Hey, how you doing? You really took me... Why did you let me die? Really took me to the suicide. Why did you let me die? Yeah, that should work. The music's pulsing, there are good vibes in there. You spot a girl hurrying into the bathroom with a nosebleed. The smell is faint, but it gets you into the mood to have some fun. However, can indicate that he's got a pair of eyes around here somewhere. Better stick to the plan. No juice for today. A small idea pops in your head if you meet her, and she says, I want to be with you again. No, don't get it. Never gonna happen. What would you do? Gonna wait for her to become a vampire, have one last good night before leaving, reject the idea immediately. The Chad answer. What's done is done, best not to dwell on it. By now it feels like you explored all the places Jazz will have been. It's getting frustrating, you grab the cheapest drink they have from the bar. A tall blonde girl in stylish skirt smiles at you from behind. Hair-shaped glasses, you smile back, but this is no time for the heart to guide the hand. You walk past her, back to your duty. You mimic talking. You mimic taking a sip of your drink? God, you could have been having so much fun tonight. You could. If I'm not wrong, everything is like shot. Because you're a vampire. Oh, is everything tasteless? I don't remember. Accidentally stumble to Jessica when you least expected it. She looks at you as if she's in a ghost. You freeze up, trying to come up with something to say, and failing miserably. The last few years of your life flash before you. My last few years? Wait, what was the line you decided to open the conversation with? Before you remember, Puffle's slap takes you out of your stupor. You stupid motherfucker. Because she gets the first line, you realize you spilled your drink all over your clothes. I've been so worried. I've been so fucking worried. Called everyone I knew to look for you. And you're just having fun clubbing? You thought it would be funny to drop all contact with everyone, pretend something happened to you, but you wanted to see my reaction? She slapped you once again. You let some sort of dissociation set in and just watch the situation as it unfolds. I let everybody know you're okay, but don't you ever show yourself in front of me again. Well, that was easy. She turns her back on you and disappears into the crowd, walking towards the exit. You look around, you notice her, the heart-shaped glasses girl, chuckling to the distance. You're no longer in the mood to party, because you'll follow Jessica's lead and leave. Better not to keep the sheriff with you. Well, at the very least, you can say this. She still cares, that's nice. Back to Kadir Khan, once you close the door, he instantly puts his foot on the gas pedal, walking off the pitch with no regrets, said everything you had to say. You speak up without thinking. Yeah, she said, she called off the search. So, she called off the hunt! Kadir had to accept that it was over. It took some harsh words, but deep down I think she knew it. It was time to say farewell. Once and for all, she's a little shaken up, but she'll leave. You spot a playful spark in Kadir's eyes. You took care of it like a man, did you? Very good. I wanna believe Kadir actually saw it happen. Like, oh, boom! A slap to the face is like, ooh! And another slap to the face was like, ooh! And Kadir was like, yeah, you take it like a champ. The people we knew in life has this tendency to briefly appear in our own lives. One night, let's say 20 years from now, she might spot you on the street. You won't have her age a day from now, and even though she'll tell herself that cannot be you, she'll be jealous, and if you look happy, she will feel regret over what could have been. So for the sake of tonight, your paths cross once again. Help you search for your own happiness. Yeah, that's what it worries me. We live in the bloody same city. Wouldn't that be too hard to meet again? I mean, it's New York. I don't know. The car speed ups across the intersection before the light turns right. Giving Kadir a good hard look. Why you not mean to me? What have you done with Kadir al-Samai? Al-Asmai? At first he seemed confused about the question, but after a while he gets it and chuckles softly. Then he takes on serious, slightly sorrowful expression. Don't suck up to me, kid. Mr. Bad Guy is still here. Without a doubt, he will go back to decapitating suckers like you anytime now. The star starts slowing down. Are we back? We're here. We look out the window and see you're heaven. Take care, I'll see you around. Just pray I don't have to see you too often. You leave the car and start walking to heaven, thinking about Kadir. Can say you are fond of him, what with the welcome he gave you and all. But after tonight, you cannot say you aren't either. You're gonna need some more time to understand him, that's for sure. Well, I am in the mood to stab the guy. Okay, let's check out this report. The streetlights filter into the apartment in the stark white glow. Maybe someone was shouting a movie outside. The art pieces display a tasteful expanse entirely fitting the image you have of Sophie. Feels as if 1,000 scenes have been committed on these premises, most of them under her benevolent hospitality. Sophie comes to greet you as you enter the living room, shaking her hand. You understand that people judge me based on how you dress, don't you? Or how, what, me? Really? Sophie looks at your clothes as if resigned to your sartorial limitation. I try to dress inconspicuously. I had other things to worry about. I try to dress inconspicuously because of the masquerade. That's very sensible of you. I suppose I should commend you for that. Sophie walks to the window and looks out. The street lights playing on her feature. She reminds you of a queen contemplating the unfortunate limitations of her subjects. Really? You think that as a vampire at least we wouldn't have to worry about the vulture of the press. Unfortunately, when you have power and ability, they always parasite trying to feed on you. I used to have a journalist friend. Really? That's I'll go beat up the bastard up. Is there a reporter after you? Yes, a terrible persistent creature. Sophie steps away from the window and settles down on the sofa. A wine glass with a red liquid in it. Blood, of course. Treat that as not to spoil. You become good at noticing the scent even from a distance. She doesn't offer you any, and you cautiously sit down across from her. Damn it. This awful man has been stalking my partner with a camera. He's gone through my trash, talked to the neighbors. Please be a dear and explain to him that there is nothing for him here. Do I have to... Is this about the masquerade? That's a big deal for us, right? Indeed, you are learning. Isn't this unavoidable? When we fake immortal lives? Do you really think you can tell me how to live? Okay, tell me more about the reporter. You know anything about this reporter? Man, woman, or young, old, anything like that? All gossip reporters look the same to me. I'm not gonna randomly kill a reporter for nothing, and assuming I have to kill him. Time for you to go, I have business to attend to. You leave the apartment as Sophie disappears to another room. You don't have a clear idea of the games she plays with the city immortal, an immortal power structure, but she always seems to be making a move. Outside of the street there's a light, warm drizzle, the kind that gets under your clothes and makes you want to take a shower. When you get back to your own heaven, the reporters immediately jump out to you. For a while feels like nothing is happening. It's a New York night. People are walking past you on their way to whatever nightlife diversion helps them to forget their sordid lives. As you contemplate going back inside Tally Sophie, you're not looking for a new career as a lookout. You suddenly notice the lens of a camera pointed at you across the street. Hey, you yelled around across the street. It's a man you sure you saw somewhere before. Rotund pest is someone who spent too much time in the badly ventilated room stained with cigarette smoke. You enter an alley dark, dingy space between two tall buildings. Once upon a time, a place like this might have worried you, but you think of muggings and violence, now is clear that the most dangerous thing here is you. The man you are following seems to realize this too. He holds his camera in front of him like a shield. It's a heavy objective, resting on his pouch. With a star, you recognize him. You remember the face and shaded sunglasses from a picture next to a byline and some trashy paper you were reading to kill time. Something about celebrities, scandals, sex. His name is Frank Dureati. You saw him on the street one time with a camera outside a nightclub, probably waiting for someone important to come out so he could take their picture. Hey, don't go around scaring people like that. I'm a huge fan! Oh wow, you're a friend Audrey. I'm a huge fan. Love your work. Thank you. It's nice to have one's works appreciated. So what are you reporting on? I'm not sure you can help me. Well, perhaps you can. You live here? I'm working on a story about a local resident. Her name is Sophie Langley. Everybody knows her in high society circles. She's a redhead, pretty as picture, and there were a lot of pictures of her through the years. That's the thing. In fact, look at this. Frank pulls out his phone and starts showing you pictures. Some have been downloaded from news sites, while others photos from the society page of newspapers from past decades. Culture Sophie, she has different clothes, hairstyle, makeup, names, but the face remains the same. they're all hot. Other than that, I'm not sure. Come on, look at the face. Always the same. You must have a theory about what's happening. This must be important. So why does this matter? So I have a theory too, but before I print my theory, I need to back it up. 3 words: extreme plastic surgery. I'm trying to mislead him. Okay. All celebrities do it, only her doctor is better than the rest. You look critically at the photos on Frank's phone. You're looking for a doctor now. Hook me up with this magical doctor. Sure, I guess. If you find out who's the surgeon is, let me know. I could have some work done. You're right, it makes no sense, damn. So, how would you explain it? It's a hoax. Ancient medicines? It's a hoax. I consider the possibility that those pictures are a hoax. Sure, anything can be a hoax, but I dug up those old papers from the archives myself. I got to have something usable. Really? Intimidate Frank with violence, threaten Frank with legal action. Frank, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to give you something you can work with. Take it. Frank is clearly taken aback by the change in your tone, but he's a gossip reporter. Used to be all trying to push him. Look, I'm a reporter. You can bluster, but you cannot hide the truth. You know, you made a lot of enemies. I'm talking about people much worse than Sophie Langley. There's no need for that kind at all. Suddenly Frank seems serious. He knows he has many enemies and few friends. We can destroy you. This is just business, Frank. You became a problem, that's all. Frank is taken aback of the brutality of your tone. He has been intimidated many times before, but he also knows that sometimes the threats are real. This time he senses you are not kidding. You're just not an aging man trying to salvage a career. You win. Help you, Sophie Langley, have a happy life. Really? Really? Deflected and hunched over, Frank dodged away from the alley. You stare at his receding figure. It's hard not to feel sorry for him. In Sophie Langley, he took on something way too powerful for a small fish like himself. Really? That actually worked? Usually they're very persistent. I'm kind of very surprised the change of tonality. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's like, oh, I'm very interested to it. Then you say, okay, I'm gonna fuck you up. I don't believe violence will solve everything, because I quite strongly believe he's very used to it. So you have to do it on a way that he cannot really protect himself. So more on a public standpoint of view, maybe. I don't know. I don't believe it will be the end of it, so it is what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good half an hour from me, and I hope you love this episode. And I'm gonna end it right now, right here. And I hope to see you again very, very soon for the next one. And have a lovely day. Love you.